Welcome to my channel. Today we will be talking about Derica Dowdy, which is allegedly Isis Morales's husband's niece. She came out with a 5-part video on TikTok. You can go directly to her TikTok with her information in this video. And she is alleging that her uncle is innocent and that all the blame is to put on Isis and one of her older sons that is not related to her. That is not related to this niece. And we will watch the 5 parts. I will put in my commentary. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Everyone, my name is Dee, and I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. Now, I know you know who the trophy wife is because she's been going up and down my timeline for the last couple of days. Her name is Isis, or Paloma, which is her real name. This lady is completely insane. Let's just start from there. Background story. Her and my uncle got together really quick. From what I've been seeing and what I've been told, she thought that she was getting a come up with my uncle. But then when things didn't go her way and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors, she ended up trying to find a different route, which was to come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the divorce.
Wow. Those are some serious allegations. Some serious allegations. So the niece has come out and says that her uncle is innocent and is blaming a 9-year-old child. I wonder what proof does she have that it was the 9-year-old child and not the adult that the 4-year-old said touched her. I hope that she has proof to back up her claims, because I'm just going to say that I believe Isis and I believe women and I believe children. And unless she was there every second of the day with her uncle living in their house, you cannot say what happened.
For you smart ladies out there who sat up there and thought to yourselves, oh, this cannot be true. This can't be, something that a woman would allow, which is not. It's not something that a woman would allow. I am a victim of sexual assault or rape or whatever you want to call it. And I don't appreciate one bit of the accusations being put out there, especially not just because they're fake, not just because they're out there just for clout, but because of the fact that this involves a family member of mine who I care about dearly. Multiple family members, if you want to put that out there, because the kids are my family too. The boys are somebody else's. The girls and the last baby are a part of my family.
I get that she loves her uncle, and I think she is trying to protect him. And she's throwing the boys under the bus because clearly she does not consider them family. She does not care for them like she cares for the ones that are biologically related to her. But if she is wrong, she can potentially help him to continue to assault his children by him getting custody.
And if they're being harmed in any kind of way, I definitely would want to stand up for them, for sure. But her son is the one that the baby first initially said that was touching her. My grandmother was changing the baby one day, and she seen that it was right down there, and she said that her brother did it. Now, when they went to court, the court did not believe what she was saying because Paloma had already Isis had already put out a case against my uncle because my uncle was furious when he found out that her oldest son was touching the girls. So he went out and tried to, seek help to figure out what he should do about getting her son away from the girls so that they would no longer have to go through this. But as soon as he did that, Isis went and took papers out on him claiming that he did it because she didn't want her son to go down for it.
If this woman is telling the truth, then I don't understand why Isis would feel like she would blow up her entire life, lose everything that she has just to save her son. If a child touches another child, the child does not go to jail. So I don't understand, why would you send a grown man to jail, not admit that your son was the perpetrator if what this niece is saying is true. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying that it's impossible for the son to have touched his sister, but if that's the case, then that means that somebody was touching the boy. Because children don't just do things like that. That is a behavior that is learned.
On top of all of this, she's sitting over here acting like she's the best parent in the world when, if y'all go look for yourself, y'all will see that she has a child abuse case of her own. She tried to put it on my uncle that he abused her youngest son, which loves my uncle to death. But the day that her and her ex tried to put out there that my uncle had abused her son, he wasn't in the state. He wasn't nowhere near. So once they went to the hospital and they took the little boy to the hospital, the one thing that they didn't do this time is the social workers pulled him aside and started asking him questions and asked him, who hurt you? Come to find out, the little boy told and said that it was her. Not only that, her oldest son has sent my uncle threatening messages. He has rubbed poop on the walls at multiple family members' house, including theirs. He has pushed his younger brother down the stairs to the point where he had a concussion, and she didn't want to take him to the hospital because she didn't want them to know that she had, a son that had been abusing all her other kids.
Again, these are some serious allegations. She's alleging that ISIS was the one that actually abused her kid last year because people found out that there was a DV case against her husband last year. But clearly they stayed through that and she had a fifth baby. But we do not know if Denise is telling the truth on this. And she says that, okay, when they took the kid to the hospital said the mom did it. Did what? What was alleged? Was it also SA? Was it verbal? Was it, a whooping? What was it? And as far as the older child rubbing poop on the walls and writing threatening messages to the stepfather and pushing his brother down the stairs, those are also serious allegations. And that does not mean that he essayed his sisters. That means that he's a troubled child if those things are true, and that he needs therapy, and that he's been through a lot in his young life. And if he is threatening towards your uncle, that does not sit well with me. That also could mean that he's being threatening towards your uncle because your uncle did in fact abuse his mother in front of him and did in fact act abusive in any way towards him or his other brother last year during that open DV case they had last year.
And then not only that, he hasn't just touched the two girls, he's touched all three of the kids. He's touched his little brother, he's touched his 4-year-old sister, and he's touched his 2-year-old sister. But all of this will come out eventually. My uncle cannot say anything right now because the case is still open. But my thing is, you're sitting over here saying that he did all of this stuff, but if he did, the police themselves said that he would be in jail. They would have took him to jail as soon as the hospital said, oh my gosh, the baby's been touched.
I am not a lawyer, but I know that that's not necessarily true. I know that sometimes you can be out while they do an investigation. They don't immediately arrest people, especially if they did not find DNA evidence on the child. Yes, the child had bruising, but if they did not find his DNA on the child, that does not mean that he would get immediately arrested. And just because they don't have DNA on the child, that does not mean that he's innocent.
He would have been in booking right away. He wouldn't be out right now working. He wouldn't be out right now being bothered with all of this extra stuff that you're putting on him because of the fact that you want money. Like, what mother uses this platform to sit up there and say, my babies have been touched, excuse me, and then sit over there and then try to put a GoFundMe page up? You know why she's putting that GoFundMe page up? Because my uncle has had enough. He's not giving you any money. He's not sitting over there playing into your little scheme.
Okay, the niece keeps talking about that this woman is blowing up her entire life for money. Why would she blow up her entire life for a GoFundMe? The GoFundMe is nothing compared to her diamond ring she said she had. She said her first diamond ring that he gave her was $10,000. The second one was $20,000. Why would she blow up her whole life for a GoFundMe on a video that she did not have any clue was gonna go viral? How would she be able to tell in advance that that video was going to go viral for her to make any type of allegations against your uncle for no reason? That doesn't make sense.
Where she sits over there and tries to have her kid's father call his phone to get him to talk to the kids so that she can say he's in breach of a restraining order. Like, there's so much proof behind all of this stuff that you all do not realize that is going to come down on her head. But yet you all are sitting over here believing her sob story, not doing your research, and paying her money. This girl has up to $2,000 already on GoFundMe. Probably more now because I haven't even checked this morning.
Why is she pocket watching ISIS? ISIS has 5 kids to take care of, 3 with this woman's uncle and 2 previous sons. So she needs the GoFundMe money if she was completely reliant on her husband's money and didn't have anything on her own. And by the niece's own admission, it seems that the uncle isn't providing any support to ISIS during this time of separation. And he should be providing support to her because she has 3 of his children, one being a 5-month-old. He cut off her cards, he repossessed her Porsche, and apparently he hasn't given her anything since the 6 weeks they've been separated. So she had to come on and make a GoFundMe, especially when she saw her video went viral. She didn't have it on there before initially. She did not have a GoFundMe. She put it up after she saw her video went viral.
But it's crazy how y'all will go for a black man or go for any man off of what a woman says. Like, women don't lie every day to get ahead.
Do men not lie? Do men not lie every day? She's not trying to lie to get ahead. How did she know that this was going to go viral for her to get any money? What are you talking about? She lied to get ahead. This is literally some pick me stuff right here. She sounds like a whole pick me. I would not be surprised if her uncle paid her to come out here because apparently he's rich. Maybe he gave her a bag so that she could come out here and just debunk anything that ISIS had to say.
I am a strong advocate for black women, for women in general, for people in general. But men, I feel like we need to just slow down a little bit.
And why don't you advocate for children? Because if you're wrong and he is allowed access to his children, what makes you think that he won't continue to abuse the girls? You need to focus on finding out what the truth is for the girls, not trying to just defend your uncle, because there's a lot of pick me women that allow young girls and families all across the world to get SA'd just because of misogyny, internalized misogyny. And that's what I think this girl has, because I don't understand why you can be so strongly on your uncle's side when you have no clue what happened in that house. When it comes to childhood SA, it needs to be guilty until proven innocent, because you cannot allow any perpetrator around the child while you're doing an investigation.
And they're the bad guys because it goes both ways. And I am a mother of a black little boy. So for me, I can understand why she would want to cover up for her son, but at the same time, me personally, if my son is doing anything like that and I have other kids, I want to get him the best help possible away from his siblings until he is confirmed better. And I know he's no longer a threat to the other kids in the house, because you can't just sit over there and single out one kid and be like, oh, I'm going to protect this one, but whatever happens to the other ones just happens. That's not okay. And then you want to sit over here and portray to these women out here that, oh, it's okay to be a trophy wife. Just go for that rich man type deal. No, how about go get your own money? How about stop, please, ladies, please, stop waiting on a man to fulfill your life financially, spiritually, emotionally, all this other extra stuff, and find your own way. Do that. Because when you find your own way and you know your self-worth and you know what you are capable of and what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate, then the good man will come find you. But until you know your self-worth, you're just going to keep picking up anything off the street and being like, oh, okay, he got a little bit of money in his pocket, so he's going to treat me right. No. Because the one thing that you don't realize is that man that has that money, he's also got a little brain in his head too. So he also is already aware of these women that's coming out here to do these things to him or to try to trap him in these ways.
So I agree with her in that every woman should have their own bag. Even if you do have a provider husband, you should always have your own money just in case anything happens, so that you can freely walk away if you have to, or you can support yourself and your children if you have to, because for whatever reason, he's not available to. But if your uncle wanted a trophy wife, then isn't he also at fault in this situation? Because you just admitted that the men know what the women are after. They're after money. And he also wants a woman that does not actually want him and that is very beautiful, that is out of his league, so he can have as arm candy. He wants to pretty much buy a beautiful woman. So if their relationship is transactional, then he is at fault as well. Let's not put it all on the woman.
Just for money or attention or the clout or whatever. Like, come on. We are in 2024, about to be 2025. Why are we still doing these same little tricks? Somebody needs to be teaching y'all how to make your own money, how to get your own way. So then that way, when you do find that good man with a lot of money, then y'all can build together instead of sitting over there waiting for him to give you an allowance or whatever, your little stipend for the month. Be real. Just want to let y'all know, for the crusties and the dusties, please be mindful of what you put out here on the internet, because you could be getting a lawsuit coming to your doorstep for you putting out accusations of stuff that you have no idea about. Everything that I'm telling you right now on this computer screen or on this platform, I'm letting you know that this is the truth. This woman is no records that she has been, that little girl has been touched by my uncle. Is against.
Again, how do you know? How do you know that he has not touched her? How do you know that he did not touch the 2-year-old? How do you know? Were you at the hospital when they were being interviewed? Were you in the house every minute of every single day when they were living in that house? Did you not hear the screams that the little girl was making when she was with her father while her mother was on the live? How you don't know? You don't know. You're saying everything that you say is true. Were you there when the little boy allegedly essayed his sister? So I'm not saying that the boy didn't do anything. But if he did, then that means that's a learned behavior, meaning he got that from somewhere, possibly also your uncle, maybe. I don't know. Maybe from someone else. But if he did do it, then obviously the police will figure it out, will do interviews, because the police officers are smarter than a child. They're smarter than a 9-year-old. They'll figure it out. But as far as your uncle, it is safer to let the investigation go as it's going and let it run its course and let justice be served.
His kids as child abuse, a record that she has child, but it is a record that she had a diaper rash. It is a record that she has child abuse charges against her. It is a record that her son has sent my uncle threatening messages. It is a record that she's not telling the whole truth on this platform, what she said in the courtroom. The courtroom that she had my nieces sitting in looking at the wall the whole entire time so that they wouldn't get emotional looking at my uncle. Because they love their daddy.
Of course, they love their daddy. They are 2 and 4 years old. They are not even old enough to process whatever's going on with them, whatever's happening to them, possibly allegedly by their dad. So it's natural for them to miss him, to love him, to want to see him. I think if it is true, then it would make sense for her not to even allow them to be traumatized by looking at him, if they feel traumatized by looking at him.
And now he has to suffer without seeing his kids because of the fact that this woman wants to lie and slander his name because she did not get what she wanted in the divorce.
You say he has to suffer. Is she not suffering? She's raising 5 kids by herself for the past 6 weeks. And you say she's doing this because she did not get what she wanted in the divorce. They're not divorced yet. Just because your uncle filed first does not mean that they are divorced. They're not divorced yet, meaning that she can still get whatever she wants in the divorce when the divorce is over. They just processed he just filed it. That's not the same thing as being divorced. So she would not be getting anything right now anyway. She needs money for a lawyer. She needs money from him to take care of his 3 children.
The divorce that she did not put out there, by the way. Because me personally, if anybody had did anything to my kid, oh, baby, I'm going down there first thing and divorcing this person. I'm not about to sit over there and wait. If anybody rapes me or takes my goods without me and my knowledge or without me saying yes, oh, baby, I'm not about to stay married to somebody like that. That's crazy. But for you to sit over there and say that he's done all these terrible things to you, and yet it took him to divorce you and not you to divorce him, open your eyes, ladies. Stop being stupid. Because this girl is full of lies. Full of lies. Everything y'all heard. First off, let me ask you. Let me get this. Look, who wipes their eyes all the way up here like this when you're crying? Huh? Who does that? Nobody. If I'm wiping my face, I'm wiping all down here because I'm a sloppy crier. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all are too. I don't know why y'all sitting over there trying to act like them housewives doing all that little... No. Let them tears drop if you're real. Because if I'm talking about my baby and something like that happen, oh, I don't care if it's ugly cry or not. I'm gonna have snot and everything coming down my face.
She had 6 weeks to cry. She had 6 weeks to mourn her marriage, to cry about what happened to her children. 6 weeks before she put this video out. 6 weeks after leaving her husband. She can wipe her eyes however she wants. She probably just wanted to be able to get the message out on her channel to her 17,000 subscribers that she had at the time. And she did not know that this was going to go viral. And she did not know that she needs to ugly cry in order for her to prove that whatever she's saying is true. This is just gaslighting. That's all it is. Because she's not acting in the way that you say that you would act, then no one should believe her. She's had 6 weeks to cry it out. She even paused the video to compose herself because she wanted to get through the video. And also, he did not divorce her yet. So what? He went and filed first. She did the best thing that she could. She, as soon as her daughter said whatever she said, she took her straight to the hospital to get evaluated. So she had more pressing things to worry about than going and filing divorce. That doesn't mean that she was going to go back to him. That doesn't mean that, oh, because she didn't run to the court to file for the divorce, that whatever he did, whatever she is saying he did not happen. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes.
But this girl could barely even look at the camera the entire time she was talking on this video. I have no reason to lie to y'all. But I want to let y'all know that the disrespect for my uncle, it has to stop because this man has done nothing. And the reason why you don't hear him saying anything is because he knows that this is an open case. And when you have an open case, just like we see on The Housewives with Karen Huger and anybody else that goes through a case, you cannot talk about it until the case is over. So Isis, this is my message to you. I hope to God that you got your ducks in a row. I hope you hired a new lawyer after the last lawyer sat up there and took herself away from your case because she seen that it was no case. So I hope you hired a really good lawyer, or I hope these people give you enough money to where you can get you a good lawyer. Because, maybe, you're going under the jail. And I hope these people crucify you for all the lies that you have got on here and told. You are not a good person. You are not a good mother. You only, and even right now, you're still out there looking for the next victim. You're out here looking for the next victim, and that's so, like, I'm laughing because that's so fucking sad. But you need not come for me and mine.
Finally, she states her truth. You don't care about the truth. You don't care about what's going on, what actually happened with Isis. You literally only care about, she said this about your family member. The fact that, oh, she came for you and yours. All she's doing is coming and telling the truth about what happened in her household that you are not privy to because you don't live there. Just the fact that you're wishing her to be crucified, you're wishing all of this bad on her. She's still the mother of 3 of your nieces and nephews. It's very disgusting for you to have such hatred and you don't even know the facts. Like, you can always love your uncle. No one is saying to turn your back on him. But the whole thing is, wait for the investigation to go through. Wait for all the facts to come out because you weren't there. And the thing is, we need to protect those little girls. Not feelings, not your feelings. Because, oh, she came for you and yours. She wasn't worried about you and yours. She was trying to protect her kids because of what happened to her when she was a child and because she loves her children. So I would say she is a good mother. In fact, she's a great mother. She may not have done everything perfectly. I'll admit that, but she's doing her best to get it right now. And I think that counts for something. It's better to believe your child and have due process and go through everything to make sure you find out the truth than to question your babies, 2 of your babies, and try to gaslight them like you're trying to gaslight the public.
You need to know that. Because this man does not deserve it. And I know some that do.
What I don't understand is, how do you know that he didn't do anything if you don't live in the house? I feel like she is just protecting her family member because she loves her family member. She's willing to throw a child, a 9-year-old, under the bus. Where is her proof that the 9-year-old did it? And you don't immediately go to jail when a case is opened against you for SA. So I don't believe this woman. There have been pick-me women since the beginning of time that will cover up the abuse that happens within the family. So I cannot just jump to conclusions and believe this woman that, hey, her uncle did not do this when you do not live in the house with him. And there is video proof of the girl screaming when she was with her father, screaming, ow, 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 in a live that Isis just took down. And she said, her daughter's with her dad and she's screaming. So we don't know what he was doing while Isis was on her live. But that little girl was with her dad.
But he doesn't. So for all of you out there that had the good mind of thinking that she was a liar and that she was just putting on to get sympathy points, yes, she is. And I'm sorry that the rest of you fell for the okie doke and you have egg on your face right now. Because that's what you get for listening to stupid stuff on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok. You're listening to that stuff and you don't even know the whole story.
But you don't know the whole story. You don't live in the house. You don't know the whole story. So how is anyone supposed to believe you over her? She did not know that her video was going to go viral. The last time she posted on YouTube, she had 17,000 subscribers and she had not posted in 8 months. For all she knows, this video probably was going to get an average of the rest of the video views, like 12,000 views, if that, of her, or 3,000 views of her own followers. The YouTube algorithm made this go viral. So how could this be a whole grand scheme for her to plot against your uncle for a bag because he ran to the court to divorce her, so she had to come over here for a bag? She didn't know she was going to get a bag. She didn't know the story was going to get picked up. There are tons of people who share their testimonies on Essay on YouTube, and they do not sit at over 2 million views.
Didn't care to find out the whole story. You're just going to condemn the person, say that you wish them dead, that they should be under the jail, and all this other extra stuff, when the justice system doesn't even feel that way because they don't have any evidence that he did anything.
A lack of evidence is not indicative that the person is innocent. So, what what are you saying?
So please, next topic, next subject. I better not see no more. I better not see no more. Because when he come out, baby, all y'all that's out there right now talking junk are going to be so sick because this girl is sick. Her and her son. I'm sorry to say it because I don't want to talk about nobody else's kid. But if it's
She didn't even associate herself with the kids because in part one she was like the younger three are her family, but the older two, they somebody else's, so she cares about her family. So how do I know that you're not willing to throw the little boy under the bus because he's not related to you, and your uncle who's so rich, according to ISIS, even that he bought her a Mercedes, a Porsche, a $10,000 engagement ring, then a $20,000 engagement ring that she currently has. How do I know that he didn't cut a check for you so that you could come out here and say this? Because for me, I'm going to believe women and I'm going to believe children before I believe a random pick-me girl that is related to the possible perpetrator.
truth is the truth. So they're going to get theirs. Don't worry. They're going to get theirs, and they're going to get the help that they need, hopefully. And I hope all y'all out there that's sitting over there calling my uncle all kinds of names, saying that he needs to die and all this other extra stuff, I hope y'all are the ones that help her get the help. Because y'all need it right along with her. Have a nice day. Signing off.
I, for one, don't believe her, but please leave your comments in the comment section below. Let's discuss. And please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. And I hope ISIS and the kids get the justice that they deserve.